So I'm going to go right into Rhino, and this is RhinoCAM 2024 on Rhino 8. And as you can see here, we've got the cabinet panel. Let's just change something here. We've got the cabinet panel with our components inside. And as you can see, we're going to be doing some layering. So over here on the right, we've got one layer for the components, as you can see, and I'm just going to turn the components off. One thing to mention here is when you do this whole process, it doesn't have to be a cabinet. I mean, it's just, you can lay out anything and actually nest it and machine it using the same these same procedures. But we're showing it in a cabinet, which is the most used application for this. So I hid the layer for components, okay, and I've got the assembly. Now, one thing to note about the assembly, it needs to be separate poly surfaces for each panel. As you can see, I'm selecting the panels. It can't be just surfaces, not connected surfaces. They have to be merged surfaces into a poly surface or a solid per se. Okay, so we got these assembled, each of the flat panels. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay these panels. We're on step 1 in our slide. So we're going to lay these panels out flat using our layout panel utility. And then we're actually going to skip to step 3 and do the nesting part. And then we're going to come back and do the knowledge base. Okay, so we've got RhinoCAM 2024 for Rhino 8 loaded. We got the milling module loaded. The utility to lay these out on a flat plane is right here under the utilities in the RhinoCAM 2024 machining browser on the program tab. You'll see that you see the utilities icon. Just drop that down, and it's got an option called flat panel layout. So we're going to use that. And to lay these out flat, we're going to use one dialog. And I'm going to go over just a few of the options that we're going to be using in this particular application. We're going to flatten out all the visible panels that we have on the screen. We're going to align them or flatten them out along the x-axis, so they'll be aligned on the XY plane in the x-axis. Okay, and spacing, we'll just make it 1 inch so we can see them good. So that's the spacing edge to edge. If you look at the little icon here, you'll see what we're talking about here. And for the geometry that we're laying out, we're going to create 3D geometry only. So each panel will be a solid model as it is laid out flat on the XY plane. And these other options we're not going to really change. We're going to create geometry in the current layer, okay, which is layer 01 here. And we're going to hide the original geometry. And that's about it here. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so what you see here is we got it laid out on the XY plane. Okay, and I'm going to go to the top view. So here's our flat panels, and we're going to grab those and we're just going to drag them down outside of the positive XY quadrant. This is the area that the nesting is going to take place in the positive X and Y plane, okay? And we're done with the cabinet panel layout. If anybody's got any questions about using that utility, go ahead and put them in the questions panel.